About 80% of the deforestation happening in the Amazon is to make way for cattle ranches like this one. The balance between human activity and protecting the Amazon is rapidly tipping against the rainforest.
40 years, an area the size of France, destroyed to make way for farmers grazing cattle, planting soybeans.
Deforestation is the act of cutting down trees in a large area. About 15.3 billion trees are cut down every year, and the numbers are gradually increasing.
Since the rise of industrial farming over the past 50 years, scientists estimate that almost 20% of the original Amazon has disappeared, cut down to make way for farming.
Trees are used for many everyday purposes. Forests are cut down for farming, land developed for homes, palm oil, and paper.
And as you deforest large landscapes, and most of that's done through burning, it returns the carbon to the atmosphere. And so it's climate change is probably the biggest impact of it on a global scale.
Once a tree dies, it releases the CO2 that it absorbed in its lifetime. The greenhouse gases go into the atmosphere and the temperature increases, which causes climate change.
Deforestation is a huge part of habitat loss on the landscape level. Deforestation changes everything from the soils to where the water runs and everything like that.
Forests provide habitat for over 80% of Earth's plants and animals. About 250 million people live in forests and savanna areas, and they rely on the resources it provides.
Indigenous populations, like in Brazil, the tribes down there that depend on the forest for gathering and hunting, the food sources, when they lose, their lands to deforestation, it changes their entire way of life.
Trees are a vital part in the water cycle, and tropical forests move the most water than any other land ecosystem.
The best way to fight climate change is through trees.
The research posted in the journal Science says planting billions of trees could remove nearly 25% of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
Planting trees is a good way to help reduce deforestation, but most trees take at least 15 to 18 years to reach full growth.
Forests provide livelihoods and jobs to hundreds of millions of people, as well as habitat for almost half of the world's species. They are also regulators of local climate, and their ability to store carbon means that they are essential in addressing climate change.
There are many organizations that are against deforestation. An example would be the Amazon Watch Foundation. Their mission is to protect the Amazon rainforest. They partner with the environmental organizations and they campaign for human rights.
Globally, over the last 40 years, an area possibly the size of Europe has been cleared and repurposed for commercial use.
Scientists have predicted that in less than 100 years, there'll be no rainforest left on Earth.
Fires are raging across Brazil's Amazon rainforest. There were roughly 20,000 fires there last month alone. Many are man-made as forests are cleared for farming.
Deforestation has often led to fire, and over 7,000 square miles of the Amazon rainforest was burned to dust in July.
Deforestation is also believed to be a leading contributor to global warming and climate change. More than 74,000 fires have been reported, with an 84% increase at the same time last year.
In 2004, we reached a critical point, and from that point onwards, the governments that followed were all looking at the issue of deforestation and putting in place policies to reduce it.
On November 28th of 2012, Australia made the Illegal Logging Prohibition Act. The act makes the intentional importing of wood, paper, and pulp into Australia illegal.
Illegal logging has a devastating effect on some of the world's most valuable remaining forests and the people that live in them.
The U.S. Lacey Act was established in 1900 to ban trafficking in illegal wildlife. The act was amended in 2008 to include plant products like timber and paper. The Lacey Act was the first world ban on trade in illegally sourced wood products.
Logging is one of the riskiest jobs in North America and accounts for more deaths than any other profession on the continent.
About 66,000 people in the world have the job of loggers. Loggers are the people that cut down the trees to clear the land for farming uses. The more trees they cut down, the more they get paid. I would like 2020 candidates to address deforestation because it's believed to be a leading contributor to climate change, but trees provide jobs and resources that are everyday use.
But if we stopped all timber harvesting that's where problems may come in. Trees are really the only renewable resource that we have for building homes.
Getting rid of deforestation completely would not work in our society since we rely on furniture. But if it continues with their numbers increasing, the temperature will rise and more water sources will be polluted.
A solution to the major problem of deforestation would be to come up with a policy or a law stating that every tree that is cut down, 2 trees are replanted. It still gives us our resources and more trees are planted than destroyed.
Without the help of trees, humans would not be able to live nor exist. Forests cover about 30% of Earth's land, but the numbers are falling fast at a rapid rate.